Hello, in this lesson we are actually looking at graphical analysis. This is part 2 of the calculator version of graphical analysis. So we're finding the x-intercept, y-intercept, maximum, minimum, in behavior, and also the solution of basically a system of equations. So that said, let's go ahead and get started. This is part 2. Looking at example 2 here, following our example 1 in the previous lesson. So here's what we do. We hit y equals. We can clear out whatever's there. Type in -2 times x minus 3 quantity squared plus 18. We can hit graph. Okay, so I'm looking at the graph, and it's like a roller coaster where I can see almost all the roller coaster, but there's the top part of it that I can't see. So I need to be able to move my window, my viewing window, up. In order to do that, I press the window button. I know that x goes left and right, but y goes up and down, so I'm going to change my y maximum to be, let's say 25 for now. Now, that's good enough as long as I can see all the x-intercepts, y-intercepts, maximums, and minimums. That's all I really need for this. So I'm going to press second calc, 0, and I see 2 x-intercepts. I see 1, 2. So I'm going to move to the left of this x-intercept right here. Press enter. I'm going to move to the right and press enter. Now I'm going to go back to the very middle, right on the x-axis, and press enter. Okay, once I do that, it gives me 0, 0. So the first x-intercept is 0, 0. But there's another. There it is. So I press second calc 0. I arrow over. So I'll make sure my cursor is to the left of the x-intercept. I press enter. I move my cursor to the right of the x-intercept. I press enter. And now I move back to the center, right on the x-axis. Press enter. And it gives me my other 0. It's 6, 0. Okay. Now I'm going to look for the y-intercept. So I press second calc value. I type in x equals 0, and I get y equals 0. So the y-intercept is 0, 0. The maximum. I see a maximum right here. So I press second calc, number 4. I arrow to the right, and I make sure my cursor is just to the left of the top of the hill. I press enter, and I move the cursor to the right of the hill, press enter, and then I go to the top of the hill and press enter. The maximum is 2.9 repeating, but we should know that is what the calculator typed, or what the calculator gives us, but it's really just 3. It's 318. There's a minor error in the calculator, okay? But it's enough to throw this number off. So it's not 2.9 repeating. It actually is 318. The minimum. There's not a minimum in this graph. The graph goes down on both sides forever, so we'll write NA, not applicable. The end behavior, well, like I said, my sketch would look like this. It's down on the left, it's down on the right. So that's not good enough for a final answer here. What I'm actually looking for is the statement as x goes to infinity, that's to the right, the graph f of x goes where? It goes to negative infinity. And as x goes to negative infinity to the left, where does the graph go? Also to negative infinity. Okay, so we started off with g of x. It's right here. And this last question asks us, what is the solution of, I can see that there was a typo here in what I wrote. This was supposed to be f of x. So what is the solution of f of x and g of x, which is this equation right here, 2x squared plus 4. So we're going to graph this now by pressing y equals, come down to number 2 and type in 2x squared plus 4. I hit graph, and I can see that there's 2 intersection points. So the graph looks like this. So there's 2 intersection points, and I need to find them both. Once again, this is y1, this is y2 in my calculator. So I'm going to find the intersection of y1 and y2. I've got to do these steps twice. I press second calc, number 5 intersect, and I can see where my cursor is. It's here on this parabola, so I hit enter. That's the first curve, and now it's on this other parabola. That's the second curve. I hit enter, and now I'm going to move the cursor to the first intersection point, which is right there. I press enter, and it gives me the intersection of 0.38, 4.29. 0.38, 4.29. Next, I am going to find the other intersection point, which is right here. So I press second calc, intersect. I select my first curve by pressing enter, my second curve by pressing enter, and then I move my cursor to the second intersection point, press enter. Okay, so the intersection is 2.62, comma 17.71. 2.62, 17.71. All right. So that's enough for this lesson, and this was graphical analysis using the graphing calculator, and we'll move on to finding these sorts of points, x-intercepts, y-intercepts, maximums, minimums, intersection points. We'll do all of this in the next lesson, but in the next lesson we're going to actually look at how these sorts of things apply in the real world. Like, let's look at real world problems. All right, so thank you for watching, and have a good day.